What's up, everyone? Welcome to my channel. If you like independent short films and movie reviews, please check out my channel. I make movie reviews. Hit that subscribe button and that notification button if you like what you see. I know there's other channels that do the same thing. Why not add another channel with my channel and being a part of your YouTube experience? And I wanted to change things up and add another element that I haven't to my YouTube channel before, and that's trailer reviews. And it'll begin with, as you see, Fantastic Four: The First Steps and my review of the trailer. And to kick things off, I really enjoyed it. I liked it a lot. I loved the music. I think the music, along with the visuals that we've seen in the trailer, really go together. And that's the beauty of music in film and in anything. When you're watching a movie or a show and the music that accompanies it, I think it's just an awesome feeling. And with Fantastic Four, it gave that sense of, it's set in the 60s, but like that futuristic world that, it's different from ours. And within this film, I believe it's a different universe set for the Fantastic Four, even though Marvel Studios owns the franchise finally, and not Fox Studios, which they came out with 3 films. 2 were back-to-back sequels, and then the one Fox film that just was a disaster. Now finally Marvel Studios owns the rights to Fantastic Four, and they're bringing them into that MCU. And the one thing I would have liked if they were already part of the MCU's main timeline, but we are in the whole multiverse saga, which I personally like. Not a lot of people like the multiverse scenario that's going on, and I just love anything multiversal, anything time travel. And I'm not saying all the films have been a hit, because it hasn't been, but I just still like the whole multiverse angle that they've been going so far with. And the Fantastic Four now being introduced, because now they own the rights. I believe, from what I've read and from what it seems like, obviously from what's been going on that hasn't been mentioned in the main timeline, it's going to be set in another universe, which I'm sure has been said. So I'm cool with that, bringing the Fantastic Four in that way, and somehow in the ending, if they get crossed over with the main timeline or whatever happens with that, because Doctor Doom, he's going to have his own film based with the Avengers, so I'm pretty sure that might have to do with the whole multiverse thing. But I'm excited because it looks good. The cast is great. Pedro Pascal as Reed Richards. I was a little iffy at first, but seeing him in the trailer, I'm sold. Vanessa Kirby looks great as Sue Storm. Moss-Bachrach, I might have jacked his name up, as the Thing. At first I wasn't sure about the Thing with the costume, because I did see that he was gonna have like the whole costume. He actually looks good. I've seen complaints about the CGI or whatever with how he looks. I think he looks fine. Everyone thinks now they're a master when it comes to CGI and watching things, and he doesn't look bad. Like, there's cases you can see bad CGI, and in this case he looks fine. Like, get over it. I think he looks good. I don't mind it, because I've been watching the trailer a few times and I got used to it, but the voice I thought should have been, or at least from what I know in other films and cartoons, was a little bit more deeper, gravelly, but you're not getting that here, and it's fine. I don't think it's necessary, but it took a little getting used to it, because I wasn't used to that, like a regular voice for the Thing. And then you got Joseph Quinn as Johnny Storm. I think he looks great. If you know Joseph Quinn, I was introduced to him personally through, like many other people, I'm sure, Stranger Things. And the only other work that I've seen him in was A Quiet Place. And I liked him in A Quiet Place, even though that film was for me. But to see him as Johnny Storm, I think he's going to be a good Johnny Storm. Of course, the only Johnny Storm that we've ever had, other than the 1994 film that never got released, I believe 94, is Chris Evans, who you'll know as Captain America for the most part, but he was Johnny Storm for 3 movies: Fantastic Four, Rise of the Silver Surfer, and Deadpool and Wolverine. So now we have a new Johnny Storm, well, another Johnny Storm, because the other Johnny Storm from the horrible Fantastic Four movie, which I didn't mind the casting. I thought the casting was cool, and Michael B. Jordan, but that was just a trash film. So now we have another one, the 3rd one, 4th one, and Joseph Quinn, and the movie seems like it's going to be great. It's going to have that essence of that 60s vibe, that futuristic look. A lot of people are saying Jetsons type of vibe, and the music accompanying it, especially with the choir saying Fantastic Four in the ending of the trailer. I think it just is going to be great. I think it's a film that we've needed for quite some time. That's not another sequel, but another film in itself, that it's just a solo piece, and it's its own, again, it's a multiversal film, another universe, in the MCU. I think we needed that because we've been getting so many sequels, and I think the last film that wasn't a sequel that we got was Shang-Chi, I would say. And we haven't even gotten another Shang-Chi movie after that one. It's like, well, we should have gotten a sequel already. I love the Shang-Chi film. I thought it was great. And Black Widow, I wouldn't even call Black Widow because we've been having her with all her films. The Avengers, team up films and cameos. Like I wouldn't consider Black Widow solo film in that regard. But like for a new character, Shang-Chi, I would say I can't recall any other. Yeah, I don't think there was anyone else besides Shang-Chi. So to see Fantastic Four coming out, brand new, the whole thing, it's just a refreshing feeling. We're getting Captain America Brave New World soon. I know Thunderbolts are coming out soon, which I'm excited for. But again, those are sequels and slash, another team of film, which is fine. But to get another, separate film where it's just a brand new team that hasn't been introduced yet within the MCU, it's refreshing, and I'm excited for that. I think it's gonna do great. I hope it's going to be great. We finally have a comic accurate enough Galactus and look that's not going to be a cloud like in Rise of the Silver Surfer, and that was very disappointing. I hated that Galactus was in the cloud, and at the point in the ending they try to make it seem like there was something in the cloud, and I heard that if they were supposed to make a follow-up, that we were probably going to get that Galactus, the actual Galactus that wasn't in the cloud. But I felt like they should have just introduced him the way he's supposed to be. At least show him within the cloud fully that he's just using that because he's taking energy from the planets and stuff, and he's covered in the cloud. But they should have at least had him in his full form, so at least he wouldn't get clowned on, because I felt like that was what really took away from the movie itself, Rise of the Silver Surfer. Aside from Dr. Doom not really being the greatest in how they utilized him. I think the actor was fine. I just didn't like how they went the route with how they did from the beginning of the first film with Dr. Doom. So that had its flaws, but it's still the two Chris Evans as the Human Torch, I thought are they're pretty good for what they are. But MCU, the Marvel Studios / Disney, they needed to own the rights to the Fantastic Four. And I'm just excited that we're finally getting them. They're here. It's probably going to introduce a lot of new things. Now, the X-Men have already been part of the MCU, Marvel Studios, Disney. They own them now, so now we can get the X-Men into the MCU live action, because you got it already with the X-Men 97 cartoon, which was great the first season. But to get like a live action version is going to be awesome. We've already been introduced to Professor X versions and Multiverse of Madness, Gambit, and Deadpool and Wolverine, as well as Wolverine, in the MCU, Hugh Jackman and all the other characters, Blade. So it's like the opportunity to making great films again within the Marvel Studios without the backlash that they've been getting is there. They're just having a hard time right now for some reason with certain films. Like Blade has been mentioned, and it's been like a problem. Like, why is it a problem to get Blade out? And I know Wesley Snipes' films were awesome. 3 wasn't the best, but he was awesome. And it's to try to get a new actor and try to make these films again, I really don't see why it's hard. And I've heard rumors of maybe the routes that they were taking, that it's like, why would you go that route when it should be Blade? I think they would introduce the daughter, and it's like, she shouldn't be the main focus. It needs to be Blade. So I don't know what they're doing, but I'm hoping Fantastic Four, the first steps, is a step in the right direction to bringing back the MCU to the state that it was, when it first started. So I'm excited. It looks great. If you haven't seen it and you're watching this little review on it, please check it out. It looks awesome, and it does have that sense of wonder and interest for me. So that's all I have for that. Thank you so much for joining me, and until next time, later.